Hi there, welcome back here. In this lecture, we have initialized Truffle. Truffle, as I mentioned, is a development environment for creating smart contracts. In this lecture, we'll continue with this and we'll initialize Ganache, which is a private Ethereum blockchain. Okay, which will be running on our local computer, so it's very easy to test our smart contracts we'll be creating. Okay, it's easier than to go to actual Ethereum network and to send the transactions there and to work with the real ETH, right? So we will rather use this private network, the simulation of the Ethereum blockchain, and we'll be developing applications, and later we'll be testing it on the real networks. Okay, for this we need this Ganache. Let's open browsers. Let's open here a new tab, and actually maybe we can go to Truffle here because it's a part of this suite. So down here you have a Ganache. You can see. Click here on a Ganache. Let's click here Quick Start. All right, and I'm looking for a very simple installation that we can just download this as a file. All right, let me find it here. So actually here, install Ganache, download here the appropriate version for your operating system here. Okay, so we have a Windows for a Windows, Mac, and Linux. So just click here download button. When you will click the download, you will go to this page, like GitHub, and we can search here for our version, right? So let's go down here. Okay, I will find here somewhere downloads. Okay, version 2.0 beta. I'm looking for maybe some normal download page. Let me see this actually big details, highlights, how to upgrade, beta here. Okay, that's not very clear. As always, this release is compatible with the latest version of Windows. Yeah, that's nice. Let me see. Download directly from our website here. Okay, so we are going linking back to their website. So in the end, guys, it's here, trufflesuite.com/Ganache, and here I have automatically Mac OS. It should detect your system automatically. So if you are Windows, you should see your Windows. If you're on other operating system, you should see here your operating system. You don't see it. Maybe you need to click here. I need another operating system download. And okay, this will lead me back here. So never mind, guys. Okay, for that will be here. You need to scroll completely down here. So here you have this file. So for a Linux, Mac. So there's a Macs here. This is for Linux, and here for a Windows. So here is the Windows setup for a 64. And actually, there are different ways how you can install, but you should go generally for an exe file, right? So you should get an exe file, and in the case of a Mac, a DMG file. Okay, but let's not spend here too much time. Let's click here, simply download for my system. You should see here Windows. You can download for Windows. Okay, and again, we have some time while this is installing. Okay, and 20 seconds left. So what we want to generally do, we will be keeping our smart contracts here, and we'll be deploying them. We'll be basically through the migration, we'll be deploying them to this Ganache private network, which will be running on our local computers. Okay, so actually it should be installed. So when it's installed, we can click at this. Okay, and this will start the installation process. Okay, I just need to drag and drop it into applications. I already have Ganache, so it will probably ask me to replace my old Ganache, or maybe we'll just create a new copy of it. I am not quite right now sure, but yeah, I will just replace it. Okay. And you should see here very simple installation in your Windows. Just click a few times the next button, and this will install it automatically for you. And when we'll be ready, we will start it up. Okay, just a few more seconds, guys, and after that, we'll be running this. Okay, it has been installed, so now we can open Ganache. So please find here Ganache, and let's open the Ganache application. Okay, it's starting up. Okay, I will open it. Okay, it's going a little bit slowly, unfortunately, while I'm recording the lecture. So let me see what's the problem right now. Okay, it's probably just taking some time. I will fast forward until it's running for me, but actually it doesn't want to start. Let me, finally. Okay, so I have here already one workspace I have been working on before. I will create here a new workspace. So if you don't see any workspace, you should create a new workspace. I'll click here, new workspace. And after the new workspace created, you will choose your name. It should be already predefined for you, this workspace name. It's going to be different agreement is fine name for me. And here in the Truffle project, you should link your project you are working on. You should actually link your Truffle config.js file here, as you can see here. So we need to link here our Truffle config.js file, which has been generated here. Okay. So let's go back here and let's add your project and let's locate your file there. Okay. So let's go to our project. So we need to go to our blockchain folder. Let me find it. So okay, you don't see that already by the name. Okay, so blockchain here. Let's click here faucet and let's locate here your config.js file. So truffle-config.js. Let's click here open and let's save workspace. That's it. You don't need to hear anything else. Save workspace, and this private blockchain will be running for you. So while the Ganache is running, we are running our private blockchain on our computers. We have all these accounts created for us. So you can see all these accounts have been created for us. They have already some ETH balance. Okay, this is just this is not the real ETH, of course. This is for testing ETH. We have 100 ETH, and also the number of how many transactions we have made. And here I'll show keys. These are private keys. By the way, you should never ever share your private keys. This is just a testing blockchain, so this is a testing network, so I can reveal it with you. But if somebody asking you for a keys on some of these details, never provide the private keys. That's just you, and nobody should ask you for the keys here. Okay, so private keys are very important, especially when we'll be working with the real networks. Okay, and you can see here also maybe other informations as a gas limit, network ID, and also RPC server on which we are running. This is running on a server on a local host on a port 7545. Then we can click here on the blocks. There is 0 blocks. It's just the first block that is already automatically mined. On top of which we'll be building another blocks when we'll be creating new transactions. Then the transactions, no transactions here. Contracts we have been deployed, no contracts because we didn't deploy any contracts so far. Okay, guys, so let's try one thing. As you can see here, I'll not go into much details, but we have here already one contract called migrations.sol. Just from curiosity, let's try to deploy this smart contract to our private network, okay, to basically private blockchain on Ganache. So what we need to do, we need to go to our terminal, make sure that we are in a correct folder, in our faucet folder. You should, by the way, have one terminal running for your development servant, so where you will be running npm run dev, and other window, or npm start actually, and other window again in a faucet where you will be running truffle commands. So if you want to migrate our contracts, we need to just simply click here and write here truffle space dash, not dash, but the empty space, truffle space, and then migrate. Okay, that's a command, truffle migrate, and it will automatically migrate your smart contract. Let's press enter, and the truffle migrate will take your migrations.sol, as you can see here. It will compile them and will deploy them to the network. And it hasn't been deployed. You can see here could not connect to your Ethereum client with the following parameters. We are specifying that we want to connect to the development network running on a local host on the port 8545, but you can see here our Ganache network is running on port 7545, so this port here. So what we need to change here, is just simply change your port in our truffle config.js for 7545, and that's gonna be it. Let's save it now. Let's go to terminal, and now let's run here again truffle migrate, and after that this should be first the contract will be compiled into the bytecode, then the transactions will be created, and after that contract will be deployed. So when you will go to now Ganache, you can see here new blocks were created. Actually you have two new blocks, and you will have also two transactions, one for creation of the contract So you have deployed a smart contract. And other one, you have a called smart contract. And I want to talk about this, why you have called a smart contract, why you just didn't deploy it in the next lectures. But for now, you can see when we have run truffle migrate, we have compiled our code into the bytecode, and this bytecode has been deployed here. So when you will click here, you can see this transaction data. This is a bytecode of our smart contract has been deployed to the private network we are running here. That's from the point of the transactions. You can see here also blocks. One block was created for contract creation, and other block with the transactions here, with this transaction here, was created for a contract call. So we have called function on this migration contract. All right, guys, and when you check accounts, your accounts actually, that the transaction was so cheap that you have still, it says here 100 ETH. So yeah, we didn't spend much probably here, but we'll be spending ETH. You will see that these balances will be changing. And this user here, you can see already used 2 transactions. So transaction account for this user, for this address here, because the first address is used as the default address when we run truffle migrate. This user has made 2 transactions, one transaction for contract deployment, the other one for calling function on a contract. And when you will go to contract sub, you can see here that we have one migration. We have a contract migrations here. It has been deployed, and this contract here is on an address here. On this address, it has this transaction created this contract, and also the balance is currently 0 ETH, and the storage of the contract we are keeping here last completed migration, and it's keeping the value 1. Last completed migration, when you will check it out here, when you will go to migrations.sol, you can see here this is last completed migration, and that's where we are keeping this 1 number there, so that we know that we have deployed only 1 migration. Okay, that's the different code here. All right, guys, and also this is the owner. This is the owner that has deployed this smart contract. You can notice here this address 0x. No, it's visible for you. 0xF8929. When you will check accounts, you will see that this is this user here that has been deployer of this smart contract. Oh yes, that's just a very base level about the Ganache. We have a truffle, we have a Ganache. They are interacting together with each other. Truffle is development environment. Ganache is this private Ethereum network, private blockchain. And now we are ready to create our smart contract, and we need to get really into the details of these things. So be patient, guys, and let's continue in the next one.